All right, the next topic we're going to discuss is Floyd Mayweather and Devin Haney. There's still video surfacing of Floyd Mayweather training with Devin Haney. Trill dubbed it the love box on our last segment we did discussing this, but they're still training, they're still working out. It looks like they're getting close. And so, one, what are your thoughts on Floyd Mayweather still training Devin Haney? And then two, do you believe Floyd Mayweather will make a good trainer? Trill.
I guess Floyd picked who's going to be the main pick. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be his main chick? You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just playing. No, I think this is great. Devin Haney, Floyd, been trying to teach some tools. He was trying to give game. We all know, we all seen it. We talked a little bit about it before. He was trying to give game to Gervonta Davis, and it seemed like Gervonta Davis didn't want to take his game. But there was a kid who was willing to suck it all up, and his name is Devin Haney. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's trying to be great. And how do you be great? You hang around greatness. And I think that that's dope, you know, because it's only going to make him better. That's like if you're playing basketball against fifth graders, you're only gonna play a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It gets elevated how good you play with other people, you know. And it's just like that. He's gonna perform and he's gonna learn best. He's gonna learn some good things. He's gonna be the best one day if he listens to the best. And that's the TBE, Floyd Mayweather. And was the second part question: do I think that Floyd could be a good trainer? We shall see. We shall see. There's some other trainers who have been able to do it. Robert Garcia is one of them. Freddie Roach was one of them. But I'm talking about good fighters. Hold on. I'm talking about good fighters. Robert Garcia was one of them. Buddy McGirt was one of them. You know, these were guys that was champion.
Oh, wait, so just for clarification purposes, you're saying Freddie Roach wasn't a good fighter. That's what it sounds like.
I'm just saying Freddie wasn't a world champion. You understand? But I'm talking about out of the that was successful in the ring. And I think Floyd can, if he really is, you know, if he can really dedicates his time, I think he could. He learned a lot from being in there with Roger. He learned a lot from his dad. I don't see why he can't train a fighter. I see him in there. He was teaching him some things. And, of course, look, Floyd's special. Like, we ain't never see somebody beat him. So who better to learn from but Floyd Mayweather himself?
All right, G?
Yeah, I agree with Trill on this one. The Haney is, I think, like a byproduct of the Mayweather gym. So he's worked with all of them. And so to me, it's just like it's a natural progression. Like he went from Jeff to Roger, Senior, now Junior. And on top of that, I do believe Floyd would be a good trainer or a good coach for Devin, but probably only Devin. And the reason why I say this is because Devin appears to listen to Floyd. He idolizes Floyd. So because of that, he has that Floyd hunger. So whatever Floyd tells him to do, he'll do it. Other fighters, however, you know, like let's say like a Tank, right? For example, I think he's been too successful for too long. So he doesn't really have that same hunger. So Floyd telling him to do things, he's like, yeah, I got this, yo. I'm just going to knock the dude out. Relax, you know? And so I feel like Devin, however, will soak up game. So it'll be like a privilege or like an honor for Devin to be trained by Floyd Mayweather. So, yeah, man, I think Floyd would do great by that kid, you know? And I think Devin's father would be cool with that arrangement as well.
All right, Ned.
You know, there's that saying, "Still sharpens steel." So, you know, Devin Haney is a special kid, and to be learning from Floyd, that just gonna boost his arsenal, and that's gonna just help him down the road. Because you know, the kid has brilliant skills, and to be working with Floyd, that's just a plus in every area of his field. So I see they've worked in the past. Well, he's worked with the Mayweathers in the past, like G said, but you know, it's only good for him. It's only better for him. And only if Floyd is really dedicated to training. Floyd, I haven't. Floyd, he was out in Arizona last week, so you know where his mind's at, where his heart's at. If he's really dedicated to training, I really think he could really do something special. They could really be a special duo. Like he'll be TBE training, TBE boxing, boxer, all of it. Yo, it'll be an amazing thing. It'll be a great legacy he'll leave behind.
I hope he don't leave his dad though. Hope he don't leave his dad. And
Nah,
this,
he ain't gonna do that.
and what I want to add is also is another thing with like Ned was making fun, but it just does remind me of something though. If we're gonna be real, Floyd has an issue of making things about himself. You know what I'm saying? And I think there was a lot of things that Gervonta Davis used to mention on Twitter and used to say certain things. So if Floyd can put that aside and know that, you know, it's about the fighter and put him, you know, his celebrity to the side and just focus on the fighter, I think he could do that because I think he could teach a Devin Haney, especially a Devin Haney who mimics his money Mayweather style. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney mimics the money Mayweather style. And I think who better to learn that style and perfect that style from but Mayweather himself. But go ahead, Caden.
Yeah, it's a lot of interesting things. For me, really, it's, you know, but the fact that they're still going, maybe there's some smoke there because Devin must feel like he's gaining something from being in the ring with Floyd, and Floyd must see something in Devin that's making him continue to teach Devin and work with Devin. So he said he wants to be the best trainer. Remember, Roger passed away, and Roger trained him, and Roger was in his corner when his dad was locked up in his first pro fight, and Roger's been in his corner for a lot of the big fights. And now that Roger's no longer here, Floyd said he wants to become one of the best trainers in the world. And he's in the ring with Devin, so clearly he has a good fighter. You know, so you need a good trainer, you need a good fighter. He has a good fighter. Will he be a good trainer? Time will tell. But one thing is, I do believe they probably see something in one another. Trill brought up something that I want to point out as well. As in regards to Floyd will be a good trainer. See, movies are depiction of life, right? Typically, you see something in a movie, it's a representation of something that happened in real life or an expression of some form of real life. Now, sometimes they exaggerate. That's when you see like that warning before the movie, like this was inspired by real events, but it really didn't go down like that. Like that For Life show that comes on, if y'all watch it, and several other movies, you know, The Great Debaters and a bunch of other, it's depicted off of real life events, but it's not actually a real life story because they've added things for more dramatic effect. Now, you know, if you look at, say, Rocky V, when, you know, Rocky was training his pupil, but he kept getting the fame and he kept getting the questions and people kept talking to him and he kept trying to say, it's about my fighter. But sometimes the former fighter's too big that he's always going to outshine the pupil. And when G brought up how Gervonta Davis doesn't listen to Floyd, I think that's one of the problems. I think Gervonta Davis wants to be the man. He wants to be seen as the man so bad. But anytime Floyd's around, he's always going to be the second most important guy in the room, whether he likes it or not, and it eats at him. And it's like, so you have to be a certain type of person to be okay with that. You have to be a certain type of person to respect that this man has accomplished what I'm trying to do in the sport, and I'm okay with being the second most accomplished, the second greatest guy in the room, as long as it's to him. And I think that's what Devin Haney is. And I don't think Gervonta Davis is there in terms of maturity, in terms of who he is as a person. If Floyd is in there, he doesn't feel comfortable. He doesn't feel comfortable when it's his fight and Floyd's getting 50 questions and he's only being asked 2. And then one of the questions is, Floyd, are you coming back, Floyd? And he's like, ask about my next fight. Why are you asking about Floyd? So, like I said, it takes a certain type of person for that. But Trill pointed out something. Floyd doesn't make it easy. I've seen things where Floyd's like, yeah, I took his family, I gave him, you know, $250,000. I bought him, you know, those Jews and
that Rolex. That's me.
Why you saying that?
Yeah. See that outfit? I put that together for him.
Oh, Troy, I got you. You see them tassels? No,
those are my tassels.
I didn't use those for one of my fights, so I gave the outfit to Tank. Yeah, like, you know, I think you can't do that. And you're a promoter, so I get it. You're a promoter, and you should give your fighter money as a promoter. You should get your fighter a car. If Eddie Hearn said he gave Devin a car, it'll be all right, because that's what a promoter's supposed to do. But it's the fact that Floyd, Money, Mayweather is saying he gave Tank a car. And when Tank rolls to the hood, everyone's like, yeah, you Mayweather's puppet. Yeah, you can't, you know, without Mayweather. And then
he gave you a call like he gave his chick.
Exactly.
Your daddy got you that?
He got one for his girl and he got one for you. Like, yeah, so like, you know, but this, like I said, a certain level of maturity.
Yeah.
Because for me, my response would be like, yeah, and while you take the bus, like, you feel me? So, but certain people just don't have that. And I think Tank's one of those people where it bothers him. And Floyd Mayweather's presence is always a giant black cloud that he can never shake. And so can Floyd be a good trainer? It depends on if he's willing to play the background. What I mean by that is show up in the gym, train your fighters, show up to the press conference, don't answer any questions, don't take any questions, don't talk about yourself, only talk about your fighter, only promote your fighter, and don't talk about what you give your fighter, what you've done for your fighter, whatever. If he's willing to do those things, then I think he can be a trainer that people would want to hire, and he'll be a promoter people would want to fight for. But if he's going to be Puff Daddy all up in the video.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%. Please like and subscribe. Tell us how you feel. And check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's the Boxing Bros.
Man, y'all hating. Watch Floyd be the next.
We been defending like we gonna fight ya.